And we can even use the scrolling wheel to scroll outward and also scroll inward as well. So these are some basic movement controls that I will introduce to you for this episode and maybe go through some more later down the line. But that's like the basics of being able to move around inside of Roblox Studio.
With Monday.com's intuitive work management platform, you have the power.
Welcome back to my Roblox beginner scripting tutorial guide. My name is Braldev, and in this episode we'll be discussing about printing. So in the last episode, we covered the basics of navigating around Roblox Studio and what Roblox Studio has to offer for us that's going to be important for this entire tutorial guide. So for things like moving around inside of Roblox Studio, also showing you the services that Roblox has to offer, offer for us the Explorer panel and also the Properties panel that we are going to be using throughout this entire tutorial guide. Now that we have that understanding, for the rest of this tutorial guide, I'm going to be introducing to you concepts relating to scripting. Now, to basically explain what scripting is, it's an aspect of game development that allows you to add functionality to your games that you're creating on Roblox. So the other aspects of game development are things like building, like we just did right here. Maybe even things like modeling and also UI designing and all of these other sorts of things. Scripting is a component of game development that allows you to add functionality to your game. An example I can think of this is this spawn location right here. So making the spawn location itself requires building, but actually making it functional requires scripting. So if my character were to join into the game, then we need to tell Roblox that we need to spawn on this spawn location. And if our character dies, then we need to respawn back onto this spawn location. That is what adds functionality to the spawn location rather than it just being some random part inside of the game. So that requires scripting to be able to essentially tell Roblox that we want this spawn location to function the way it is because of it. And we add functionality through scripts. Now, to explain what a script is, it's basically a document or a piece of paper that has a list of instructions or commands that basically tells Roblox to execute these commands when we join into the game or when a specific thing happens inside of the game. And so when we write these scripts, it's very important for us to write it in a very specific way so that Roblox can read these commands and they can interpret it so as new developers understanding the under a we understand to the first one is the workspace and the second one is space. This plus objects that we can put inside of this. There's three. Click on this, and now we have inserted a script inside to be inside of this script editor. And we can revert back to the game if we want to by hitting down this tab right here. So we are now back into the normal game. And if we want to go back into the script, then we just simply click on the script so that we can pull up the script editor again. And when we open up the script for the first time, Roblox is going to add a default command here that simply just says print hello world. Now, it might be a little hard to read for you, so what I want you to do is hit control and then move the mouse scroll wheel inward so that you can zoom but I'm already zoomed in pretty well, so if you need to do that, then you can do that very quickly. So for this first scripting episode, what I'm going to show you how to do is write these print statements. Now, what is a print statement? A print statement is basically a command that allows us to write a message to an output window so that we can see it when we run the game. Now, in order to know where this output window is, what we need to do is go back into the game, hit on the view tab, and we're going to click on this button that says output.
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, it's this dope tech from Wix.
So if we click on this, then we can see this window down here that shows our print statements and also our logs as well. That's the whole point of the output window. It's so that we can see whatever we put inside of here show up down here when we join into the game. So if we go into the game, we can actually test this out for ourselves. The way we do that is by hitting on this test tab up here, and then we click on this button that says play. So if we click on this, then what's going to happen is, first of all, our character actually loads into the game, and we can play this game normally as if this was a Roblox game. But also down here, we can see in the output, it says hello world, which was our message. And we can actually click on the script that executed this command, and it's going to show us the script and also the line of where our print message executed. So this print statement is basically a print command that tells Roblox that we want to print this message down here inside of this output so that we can see it for ourselves. And we can write our own print statements as well, rather than having Roblox's default print message right over here. So what we can do is actually delete this print statement so that we can write our own print statement. So what I'm going to do is hold down the backspace so that it basically deletes all the lines of code that was over here. So we're on line number 1, and now let's add in our first print statement. Now, one quick thing I want to mention is that when we are writing our scripts, it's very case sensitive, and what that means is you have to be very specific with how you write stuff inside of the script. So some things can be uppercase, some things can be lower. So now it's print, and then what we're going to do is type the open parentheses. So we're going to press apostrophe, and so now we can write whatever message we want inside of these quotations. So we can say something as simple as hello, just like this, with an exclamation mark. And there we go. This is our very first print statement that we have going on right over here. We can test this by going into the game and hitting play. So as we can see in the output, it indeed printed our message with hello. Now, I forgot to mention really quickly that when we're playing the game inside of Roblox Studio, like we hit play, in order for us to stop playtesting, we go up here and then just simply, and we can actually add more hitting enter, like we did quotations, and hit play. Then what we should see then, and then I can see more. Then you don't have to, is I like to implement, go through the learning objective, is to continue this story of, like, you know, these 3 print statements. You can just continue down here by writing another print story. It's really up to you with what the comment section message to see objective. And one more thing.
Imagine being able to build anything.
Welcome back to my Roblox beginner scripting tutorial guide. My name is Braldev, and in this episode we'll be discussing about data types. So in the last episode, we were able to create a script for the first time and also add some stuff inside of our script inside of this script editor. But now that we've gotten that script that we're going to be using throughout the entirety of this tutorial guide, and that is what's called data types. So I want you to imagine this. If we were to, let's say, change some properties inside of one of these parts that I created in the first episode. So I'm going to select this part right here. If we go on the right side, we can see it's highlighted in the Explorer, and properties that are with is actually change like the max. It's going back property in property with single one of these properties to understand. Now that we understand the Explorer and 2 lines by hitting enter twice,